Is a spiral galaxy, but it's hard to see that because we're inside it. Here's a spiral galaxy not far from us, about 12 million light years away, called M81. If we look at it in optical light, we see billions of stars shining together in a spiral pattern. If we look at the heat from M81 rather than the light, it looks like the false color orangey image we see here. This Spitzer Space Telescope image uses long wavelength cameras that can see heat, just like the one that took the picture of this cat. Galaxies are filled with tiny particles called dust that absorb the light from stars and re-radiate it as heat. The dust is actually a kind of smoky haze that fills much of the space between the stars, and even though it's very cold, we can still see its glow. In our own galaxy, astronomers use dust to map out the matter that is most likely to form new stars. Let's zoom out 12 million light years back to our own galaxy, the Milky Way, and take a look at dust there, which is the black smudgy looking stuff in this image. What you see here is actually the very center of the Milky Way galaxy, but it's hard to tell that because we're inside it. If we could see it from outside, it would look like a thin spiral disk, but we're stuck inside, so the disk of the galaxy just looks like the bright band of stars we see as the Milky Way on dark nights. The dust glows at long wavelengths, just the way we saw it in M81. Astronomers use the properties of this glow to find the dustiest regions of our galaxy where stars form. Here, in the galactic center, not only are many stars forming, there's even a black hole 4 million times more massive than the Sun hiding behind all that dust. Let's take a trip along the dusty plane of the Milky Way from its center outward. All the very dark regions you see are extra dense regions of dust and gas mixed together that, if the conditions are right, can collapse under their own weight over millions of years to form new stars. One of the most famous nearby dusty star-forming regions is in a constellation very familiar to viewers of the night sky, Orion. Just below Orion's belt is the Orion Nebula. The Orion Nebula is the densest part of a huge collection of star-forming dust and gas known as the Orion Molecular Cloud Complex. If we look closely at a heat map, we can see that all the blackness around Orion is associated with glowing dust. Zooming back into the dense core of Orion, this image shows us not only dust, but also gas glowing in colors that indicate what it's made of. The gas is illuminated by some famous massive stars known as the Trapezium Cluster. If we look very closely, we can see features illuminated by the trapezium stars within the nebula. The features, called proplyds, are actually protoplanetary disks, tens of times bigger than our solar system. Some of the disks are completely in front of the nebula, and we can see them as elongated shadows. Detailed studies of proplyds like these make a convincing case that the dust within them clumps up into bunnies that eventually grow to pebble size and ultimately into planets just like ours. Then, after 3 million years of sculpting, the Earth is ready for us, and instead of appreciating how important dust was to getting us here, we just complain about how bad it looks on our coffee table.